Stuttering here, which can be quite a problem for an awful lot of people. And joining us now at the end of our couch is Dr. Martin Schwartz, who is a research professor at NYU and the author of a book called Stop Stuttering, which describes stuttering here, which can be quite a problem for an awful lot of people. And joining us now at the end of our couch is Dr. Martin Schwartz, who is a research professor at NYU and the author of a book called Stop Stuttering, which describes the method that he uses to treat stutterers. And also joining us are Carol Plesser, who is a secretary for the National Center for Stuttering and has been stuttering for as long as she can remember. And next to me is Elliot Dennis, who works for Eastman Kodak.
Yes.
And I take it that you've been a stutterer too for a long time.
Yes, I have been.
Is this something that starts at childhood?
Most stuttering begins between the ages of 2 and 6.
And is there a reason why it begins?
Yes. First, we must now say that we know the physical cause for stuttering. It isn't an emotional problem the way most people believe.
It's a physical one, huh?
That's right. It's a very simple one. When any of us are under conditions of stress, we get tense. And if you measure the tension, you find that everybody in the world, when they're under stress and get tense, tends to focus the tension at some point in the body.
Mm-hmm.
They're called target areas. The 3 most common target areas for people are the muscles of the abdominal wall, the muscles of the shoulder girdle, and the muscles of the face. These 3 groups comprise 82% of the world's people. The remaining 18% have miscellaneous targets, such as the hands, lower back, legs, and in that group, 2% of the world's people have a target area at the larynx, the voice box, the vocal cords.
Yeah.
We now have a lot of research which strongly suggests that all people who stutter come from that 2% group. People who stutter are born with the tendency, when they're under stress, to focus a lot of tension at their vocal cords.
So it's simply the tension in your vocal cords that makes you repeat those words over and over and over.
That's right. When they're young and they're under some stress, like starting school or having a new baby brother born, if the stress is great enough, they'll focus so much tension that the cords will actually lock together. When they lock, the child can't speak. He begins to struggle to release the lock. The struggle becomes a habit. That's the stuttering.
It's a habit, then.
The habit, stuttering is an absolute habit.
Started with a physical condition.
Started with a physical condition.
And some famous people were stutterers. I didn't realize that Marilyn Monroe had a stuttering problem.
Marilyn Monroe had a stuttering problem, and the reason she used her breathy voice was when you use a breathy voice, you keep your vocal cords apart. And if she didn't use that breathy voice, in high-stress situations, she would have stuttered.
Also, another one is Howard Cosell. Hello, everybody from Soldier Field, Chicago.
Well,
now, he'd be the last person in the world that I think would be susceptible to a stutter.
But a common technique historically for treating stuttering is called metronomic speech. And if you talk to the rhythm of a metronome, and that's what Howard developed, probably as a result of therapy taken years ago.
That's how he overcame his stuttering.
That's how he overcame
and
it.
developed that own style of his.
Yeah. John Wayne handled his stuttering by slowing down and stretching out everything, partner.
All right. Now, you've helped both these people. They're under stress right now, I would imagine. This your first time on TV?
Yes.
And yours too, Elliot?
Yes.
So there is a certain amount of stress involved with the first. Me, I'm falling asleep myself, but there is stress being on television, and I hope it doesn't affect your performance here today. Do you feel like anything exceptional is going to happen to you? Or?
No, I feel as long as I use the technique and use it correctly.
Are you using it right now?
Yes.
Mentally, you're following a set of rules?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what are these rules?
Well, what she's doing, and this is the technique for stopping it almost immediately, is just before each sentence, she's letting out from her mouth a very short, silent, invisible, passive flow of air. Just before she speaks, the passive outflow of air keeps her vocal cords apart and relaxed. But in addition, she's slowing the first syllable of each sentence. Not to talk slowly, but sure to start slowly.
Yeah, give us a demonstration.
Yeah, I'll say a sentence twice. Here it is once
and then I
without
want you to
technique.
repeat it, okay? Carol?
The sentence?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, I'll not use the technique first and then use it.
Okay.
Here it is without technique. I'm very happy to be here today. Here it is with. I'm very happy to be here today.
Just a slight, deliberate hesitation.
Yes, and the airflow before the I'm. The air came out like this. I'm happy
So
to
on
be
the downturn of the air coming out.
on the outflow. Absolutely. You have to speak on the flow.
Can we say the same sentence?
Yes.
I'm very happy to be here today.
Elliot, we're all counting on you.
I'm very happy to be here today.
Which is a good technique to use whether you have a stuttering problem or not.
It's a relaxing technique. And of course, since it's not a speech technique, but it works on unlocking the chords,
Yeah.
it works in every language in the world.
Now, there is a tube that you use as well, right?
Yeah, it's a piece of rubber tubing that very often we show the people in treatment, where they take a portion of it, put it in front of the mouth, put the other end in the ear, and when they let the air out truly passively, it produces a certain quality of sound in the tube, which they learn to recognize. As soon as the passivity disappears, it produces a different quality, which will lead to stuttering. So they practice with the tube.
Releasing the air.
Releasing the
Hearing
air.
it in the ear.
That's right.
And knowing that it is the right release.
That's right. Because you see, when they are alone, their stress level is so low that all stutterers are fluent when they are alone. So if they just practice alone, using any technique,
Yeah.
they'll be fluent. So they need some sort of a guide.
Well,
to
it
let
makes
them
it
know.
sound real easy. Elliot, you've had this problem all of your life?
When I was 8 years old, it started.
And I suppose you've tried many methods to overcome it?
I have tried everything. When I was 8 years old, my mother had me to a psychiatrist, and he examined me. And after the examination, my mother asked what's wrong, and he told her that I hated her mother. I hated my grandmother.
A lot of pressure on you, Elliot.
It was like that my whole life,
Oh, no.
where everyone wanted to help, but nobody ever helped until I went to Dr. Schwartz.
Yeah. What about you, Carol?
Mine was a little different. I remember growing up with my family just thinking that I'd outgrow it. And then when I was in my early 20s, I figured, you know, well, obvious I'm not going to outgrow it.
Was it embarrassing to
Oh, of course.
have that happen in
Of
social
course.
situations
Oh.
and at work?
You can't
school?
imagine. It can be so humiliating and so embarrassing. It's terrible because there's still a lot of ignorance out there about what stuttering is. And when you see someone struggling, I mean really struggling to get a word out, people don't know what's happening, and they literally recoil from you. And I mean, you can imagine what it's like going through life.
Or
people pulling away from
Or
you
maybe
that way.
even worse than that, laugh at you as well. I suppose you've had that reaction once in a while.
To this day, I can't watch Mel Tillis on television.
Is that
because
right? Do
The
you think
audience,
he's
the
done-
audience laughs, and I just go into the other room.
Well, has he done more harm than good, or has he alerted people to the problem, or what do you think? Now, you people are really involved in this.
I treated Mr. Tillis, showed him the technique, and he said, Dr. Schwartz, this sure works, but not right yet, not right yet. I got certain financial pressures on me that keep me
Well,
stuttering.
he's using that as a
He's
part of
using
his
it.
act.
But I'll tell you what he serves. He serves as a useful function. I went out to see him, and midway through his act, which is 90% built around his stuttering, he had the lights shine on me. He said, folks, I want to introduce you to Dr. Schwartz. He's going to stop my stuttering. And I remember women in particular in the audience standing up screaming, Mel, don't do it, don't do it. We love you just the way you are.
That's right. They
And
got
I
used to it.
realized what a function he serves in our society. He's the only place that the public can openly discharge their tension. He serves as a safety valve for our society on the subject of stuttering.
Good observation. We'll come right back in just a moment.
Come home to family. Weeknights.
Stuttering with Dr. Martin Schwartz, and you've learned some of the secrets of his procedure. Now, are these people cured?
No, they're not cured. They have it under control. They've practiced the control so long now it's automatic. So they are effectively symptom-free. But stuttering is a reflex, and you can't be cured of your knee-jerk reflex, but you don't go around hitting your kneecap very often. They have the potential to stutter. What they've done is learn how not to express the potential.
Well, you showed us two ways to overcome it.
Yes.
One with the tube and the other one with the hesitation. But
Yes.
it's much more involved than that, isn't it?
Much more involved. They have to practice till it becomes a new habit, and that takes a number of months. They have to go beyond that. They have to practice till they lose their fears. Because stutterers fear saying certain words or certain sounds, speaking in certain situations. They scan ahead. And until that fear is gone, there's a possibility for relapse, and that
He
takes
did
time.
very well today, I would say, right, Carol? Elliot?
Thought so.
Hung right in
very
there real
much.
good. Told that story about the psychiatrist?
It's a true story,
Yeah,
too.
I know it is. All right, we have a hotline number for you. There is a National Stutterers hotline, and if you'd like more information, there it is, 1-800-221-2483. And the name of Dr. Schwartz's book is You Can Stop Stuttering. Here it is right here. I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for coming on
Thank you.
and
Thank
telling
you,
us
sir.
your stories.
Thank you
That's
very
it for Lifestyles today, everybody. Hope to see you again real soon here, and bye-bye for now.